We lost a KT. Now we got a KT. She's back.
Before she disappeared, I saw her lips moving, but I heard no.
You heard no noise
audio
or movement?
from her.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on.
She is working from her laptop that is giving its best life.
Erica, I almost wonder if Iron Eye would be good for like an easy kill on Revenant.
I thought about it, but I'm like, I feel like the damage would be just not
Okay,
as,
there.
Hi.
Hello.
It's just
as
being really
rewarding.
Discord glitched out, so I had to restart it.
No problem.
I'm on my laptop, and I haven't been on my laptop in a hot sec, so that could have something to do with it.
Hey, it's working though.
Yeah, it is.
It's working.
All right. Y'all ready? Right.
Yeah.
I will give a recap this time. Also, welcome everybody. Hello. Welcome to the stream. This is the Arcadian campaign, a Fate Core tabletop campaign set in the world of Skies of Arcadia. If you know what Skies of Arcadia is, you should definitely play it because it's an amazing game. Emulate it, do whatever you have to, play the game, shout, kick, scream. It's a fun fucking game. Anyway, Skies of Arcadia, or Arcadia itself, is a world set in sky piracy, Victorian era themes, steampunk, and moons and magic. There are 6 to 7 denizen moons, each with their own unique style of magic and practice of magic, as well as a world of mystery to discover with some political intrigue on the side, but also a lot of high fantasy sky pirate ass kicking, as we will soon see today. That said, let's kick off with introduction of our cast and crew, the cast and crew of the Pao Long, starting off with Mordecai.
Hello again, everybody. Tillin, play Mordecai Talark, Sundered Spear from the Seer. We're gonna ride that rhyme until the end of time, I think. But yeah, today we're being passive support for the ladies as they run on a flagship, and I do stuff with the Pao Long that is by no means under warranty. So,
up next, Delashi.
Hi, I'm KT. I play Delashi. Delashi is trying to find her way and has found her father. She uses ice magic and a whip that was passed down to her.
Then up next, Laisha.
Hey, I'm Sleepy Lionheart, playing Laisha again. Witty, cat-like, tired. I'm just here to fuck shit up.
And as always, we pay our respects to our rootin' tootin', our fair and Vrost. Thank you, and we continue as well. With that said, recap of last time. Last time the group had chose to... There were two options. You could either go back to Bane Isle and regroup with the rest of the Bane clan, as you had worked to take down a kamikaze vessel that was trying to self-destruct onto the Bane Isle itself. Your group quickly deterred that, worked with the others there, and instead of having a choice, he said, fuck it, I want both. And I'm like, well, you technically do have the capabilities, and you rolled for it. And successfully, you rolled for it indeed, utilizing both charges of your aspect of your ship that allows the speed form of your ship, the Pao Long, allowing it to basically escape velocity, chase after one of the remaining flagships that what you all believe is Arthur, what also looks to be Valuan flagships that were also fitted with what you now know as some of the heads of the Moonstone Gigas Rakumen. Your group decided to charge after this flagship vessel, and the flagship vessel led you all the way towards the edge of the continent that makes up Valua. It's farther. Man, words are fucking failing me today. Its most eastern border, which is a series of mountains that doesn't even house Valua itself. As if you want to look on the map right here, the Valuan capital, of course, is this far section on the left. You are on bumfuck nowhere of its continental isle. On the far edge right here that borders the territories of Nasir itself. Upon getting to this section, your ship was getting fired upon by this head of the Red Moonstone Gigas Requiem, and in a fun bit of deterrence, not only were there punches thrown to deter the Red Moonstone laser fire from its face, from Laisha, but additionally, Dalashi saw fit to say, fuck it, let's wild magic it, or let's not wild magic, but let's use what I've learned from wild magic and teleport
Dalashi,
this
yes.
shit elsewhere. A Dalashi yes moment of saying, all right, that section of the head, it's going to go haywire, but fuck it, it'll be anywhere but here, which is where you now see on this black section of the map, somewhere in that region, you don't know where. Also, here's your hydrate. Somewhere you don't know where, you just know it's in that general vicinity. The head has been transported to. That said, your group has continued its efforts to chase down this flagship. Alongside you, you saw that Vrost was in the Sky Chaser that was chasing after this flagship. It is attached to one section of the ship, much like the Echo. The Echo being the ship that Alex/Ephraim used to chase after it and keep a bit of a flagship deterrence on. Give me one quick second.
While you're taking a quick second, hydrate again.
Oh, damn.
Get hydrated.
And you know your stream says Final Fantasy 16.
Why the hell does it says Final Fantasy 16?
Oh yeah, it does.
Alright, let's fix that.
I'd like to unlock my next limit break and become Ifrit.
Come to me, Ifrit!
Oh my god. I mean, you're gonna suit Mordecai, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I could fix that, I think.
You should be able to fix it from your phone even.
Yeah, that's what I've got my laptop here, so I'm just gonna try to fix it from my laptop. Creator dashboard. I'm not playing Final Fantasy 16. Let me adjust my stream manager. Stream info. Not playing Final Fantasy 16. Basically Dungeons and Dragons. English Dundale. I thought all this was set up in my freaking other thing. And hydrate again. All right. Motherfucker. So, to kind of TLDR, your crew is now chasing this flagship through an underground cavern, or through a cavern that is so low it almost kisses deep sky, or at least the beginnings of deep sky. As you see this cavern, there's a bunch of lightning crackle from deep sky itself. Your vessel cannot traverse into deep sky. You can get as low as... There's 4 tiers of sky. Upper sky, middle sky, where usually a lot of stuff is, low sky, and deep sky. Deep sky is basically the almost post-apocalyptic world of, like, the planet itself. If you go into deep sky, you're basically trying to dive into the ocean for lack of a better term. Anyway, as I said, this cavern kind of like does a half circle opening into the continental shelf itself. As your ship is able to at least have some wiggle room around, the flagship itself almost takes 2/3 of the cavern from what you can see. It's a pretty big flagship, and your ship is rather small, but nothing to slouch at. As you are traversing and trailing back behind, your group decides to split into two and get onto the ship itself. Lisha, you go with Beryl. Dalashi, I believe you went by yourself. Although you did meet up with Alex/Ephraim.
Yes. Exactly.
As you both sail and go over through there. Sorry, I was getting texts on the sides. As you both in your respective measures go onto the ship, trail up through it, Lisha, you came across kind of the captain's quarters, whereas Dalashi, you went for the communications bay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For the front captain's quarters, Lisha, you and Beryl stumble upon a multitude of individuals that are
Are you okay?
yeah. You and Beryl stumble upon a multitude of enemies, some goons, but one what looks to be a Valuan chief, or not Valuan chief. I had it listed right over here.
We had mooks, schmucks, and henchmen.
Yeah.
Mooks,
Yeah.
schmucks,
Where do goons go on the list? Is that a higher or lower than?
Not higher or lower. What's the
Mooks,
scale right here?
schmucks, and henchmen.
Yeah. Where does goon fit on the list? I need to know for
Yeah.
research.
I think
Above or below mook?
henchman is at the top.
Yes.
I would say it's just below a henchman then. Goon is below a henchman.
Okay.
Like when you're a goon, you have top billing because you're kind of like a mercenary where you're kind of there. You can kind of hold your own in most cases. It's like the captains before they go into henchmen, which the henchman becomes the number one guy.
I'm gonna take 2 seconds to this conversation off, but if I ever swap over to like my mercenary backup character, this list is gonna be his pricing. I just need you to know that.
You know what? I'm down. I'm down for that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do like a
for when you're
passive
fighting.
trade. I get bonus gold for killing enemies based on the scale. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're perfectly
That's
fine.
That sounds funny though. That looks like a schmuck to me.
Oh man. So as I said, there was correction. It wasn't a Valuan captain. It was a Valuan shadow. The Valuan shadow, however, squared up against Beryl and said something along the lines of basically a standoffish comment that kind of alluded to the Bane clan. As the person that you could see as they took off some of their disguise appeared to be that of the old guard as he was squaring up with Beryl. Lisha, you did notice that a goon did have on their wrist, or not on their wrist, but on their waist, the last call, which was a weapon that Rost very eagerly wanted back, as it was the weapon that he gained and recovered from Gawain. As for Dalashi, Delashi, after fighting your way through up to the communications bridge, eventually you had a bunch of schmucks that were all there in the communications bridge. No one looked like they were too heavy hitting. However, over to the side, in very much his fashion, Alex Ephraim just kind of said, "Hey, so I see you're here. How you want to do this?" And just kind of nonchalantly joined your party. You joined your one-man band into taking down the communications bridge.
Yeah, this motherfucker is interrupting me.
He's like, if you want to take it from here, he'll go elsewhere.
No, I already agreed that we would do this together, and then he's got some explaining to do.
Not a problem. And last but not least, sorry, this recap was much longer than I thought it would be. But last but not least, as for Mordecai. Mordecai, with the last perception roll that you gave at the end of last session, you noticed that there was you and Oliver, or Oscar, noticed at the last second there seemed to be some sort of yellow monstrosity at the far end of the cave. And it did not look great. The only thing that you caught from it were sparks of electricity that were kind of below it, that also in these brief flashes of illumination showcasing it.
You did confirm to me last time it's the Yellow Moonstone Gigas, so
I did
that's
confirm to
fine.
you, it is the Yellow Moonstone Gigas.
Yeah.
And that's where we last left off. Of the group here, who would like to go first? Player's choice. After we do a little bit of one person, I will hop to the next person and then hop to the next person.
Could I go?
Any objections? No objections. Delashi, you have the floor.
Do this. Okay.
So again, you are the communications bridge. The communications bridge was also very close, tethered and tied to what was the section and the hub that the red Moonstone Gigas head was attached to on that bridge. So there are some pieces that seem like they're detached from it, but also other technologies that are in the area that seem to be read in correlation.
Does it seem like I could possibly detach more of the pieces?
You could. It doesn't seem like it would. Roll me notice check first.
Okay. Give me a second, my top's so slow.
Not a problem.
Also, real quick, while thinking and math is going on,
Yes.
if anyone sees an opportunity for, oh shit, a stray shot from a Palwong would go super hard right now, call it in. I'm your AC 130 right now.
Okay. I think I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use a fate point to re-roll.
Done deal. Fate point to reroll. Go ahead and give me a reroll.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Damn.
Oh
That's
my
a-
god!
That's a crit fail.
Yeah.
Damn. Would you like to spend one more fate point to
I'm gonna
reroll?
use.
Okay, one
Don't
more
take so many fate points
Yeah, I
when
think
you
I
roll
would.
up. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good. Pendulum swings.
Yes, it does. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm getting
You
whiplash.
almost went from a negative crit to a positive crit.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
There's
crazy.
numbers in
Yeah.
between.
Let
I know this.
I want to adjust the music here real quick. No. Oh, come on, you. I've been playing too much Metal Gear Solid, so I kind of want some kind of hit like that of like ding ding. This'll work. So with your 6, the things that you notice around the communications bay, yes, easily enough if you wanted to attach it. Are you trying to detach it to salvage it, or are you trying to detach it just to get it out of the way?
Detach it to get it out of the way.
All right, easily enough done. Any form of like any magical hit from it that is at a 5 or greater could detach it easily.
Okay.
It's still sturdy enough that it's built into the ship, but with your capabilities and magic, as long as you roll 5 or higher, it's easily enough out of the way.
Okay. Do I? You want me to roll magic then right now?
Yes, if that's what you're doing, just note that if you do that, you will begin combat.
How?
Because you're in a communications bay of other mooks. They're not going to just sit idly by as you take apart the ship.
Hey, Alex.
They'll be like, yeah, what's up? What are we doing?
I want to detach that. What do you think?
Yeah, we could do that.
You think you can take out those mooks?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You did not say there was that many in there before.
Oh, you didn't notice those guys? He pans over. There are some that are kind of like hunched down, and you know how like a Pokeball hides an electrode in like some Pokemon games?
Yeah.
They're kind of like making themselves out to be like little mech pieces, like tech boxes.
Okay. Then what if I use my rapier, I go invisible, and then I detach it?
If you go invisible, you could stay invisible. However, you would alert suspicion because you would need at least a sufficient magical blast to at least attach it. Sorry.
Okay, what does Alex think?
Alex thinks that after this hydrate, oh yeah, no. Do your thing. Like, I'll just if you got some magic that you can empower, I can kind of finagle it to however you need. You wanna do a little wombo combo here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, what you got? I know that you do ice stuff. What else do you do? Like, if you just want to go ice stuff.
Silver.
Okay.
I've got some blue.
Like define
I've got
some silver for
black.
me. Black magic. All right, I've never tasted black magic, but that sounds fun.
Or Mark.
Yes.
Question.
What's up?
What if I target the piece that's attached and I teleport it?
You can attempt to do that. Are you including Efferman on this, or are you just doing it yourself?
Yes. I'm we're working together now. I'm telling him my thoughts.
Okay. Oh, you want to teleport? Oh, you have a teleport spell? Ooh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he knows this, Mark. He knows this. I teleported us out of the remember? The Red Gigas.
That's right. That's right. Okay, he does know this. He's like, oh, yeah. Actually, since you mentioned that, maybe I could do this. And he asks you to try to channel that spell and hold it.
Okay.
Not to cast it, but channel it and hold it. Roll me a magic spell.
Okay.
Okay, 5, sweet. All right, he has it held. I'm going to have a roll for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He keeps up with it, and he has it self-contained. He's like, all right, add more. Roll me magic again.
What?
He has your black magic, like, as you channeled it, he puts his hands over yours, and he has it self-contained right now. And he's trying to make it bigger.
Okay.
As
Can
long
I
as,
ask him what it tastes?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask him what it tastes like?
What it tastes like? Oh, why does it taste like black licorice?
Ew.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well,
No, I don't like.
the funny thing is, remember, I drank my water, Mod. Remember the same thing Nazu said.
That's true. He did say that. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Ugh.
Okay. Do you want to stay with that? You can choose to stay with that. You spent
Okay,
3
I
fate
need you to
points
give
so
me a
far.
second. Can you
No
give me a
problem.
second?
Yeah.
My laptop is slow on Foundry, so when I roll, it freezes up.
Ah, okay.
We can't immediately see what I roll. Okay, I got a 4. I would like to use the fate point and make that a 6.
You want to spend a fate point to use a thing.
Look, I got plenty of fate points because as we've been leveling up, instead of getting stunts, I've just been getting more fate points.
You've used 4 fate points already. How many fate points do you have
Okay.
total?
At least like 16.
I believe you should have 12 at most.
Like I said, I haven't taken any new stunts, so I've only been up
No, and
leveling up my.
that is perfectly fair. We'll circle back to that in a bit. You've used 4 fate points. Give me
Okay.
1 second to do a roll for him.
Your sheet on Foundry says you have 10.
Yeah, I've never fully figured out how to get that to where it's not saying, like, it's not invalidating what I'm putting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah. You have at least 10 because my max is. Oh, I lost it somewhere. 6.
Yeah, his max is 6. From what I last recall, because on Vrost's sheet it's 12. And that should be because he also never took anything else aside from fate points as well. You should have 12.
Okay. Okay.
You have 8 more fate points to use.
Okay.
He still keeps it contained. He keeps up his magic with yours. As he's holding this swirling vortex of black moonstone energy, you see almost like these bubbles form inside it. And as these bubbles form inside of it, he says, okay, my hands are tied, but what I'm going to need you to do next,
Uh-huh.
do you have a... All right, you can either do this one of 2 ways. Do you want to cast a spell? And do you have like something that kind of does like a shotgun blast? Oh,
I'm still here.
disappeared.
The
Okay.
video froze.
Do you want to do something like a shotgun blast with some ice, or do you have something that's like a ranged weapon? Like preferably a gun, or he would do archery if he could right now, but his hands are tied.
Well, I have that red moonstone spell where I can create any weapon.
Okay.
Isn't that right, Mark?
You have a red moonstone spell that allows you to copy a weapon.
A sculpture, right?
Yes, it's the one that Mordecai's father taught.
Yeah. To
So
conjure a copy of a health weapon.
you can conjure a copy of either his bow and try to use his bow. I would say you're not close enough to copy any.
It has to be anything that's currently close to me.
At least within a range of 10 feet.
Okay, I'll copy his bow.
All right. And he says, all right, now I want you to go nuts and shoot through this orb.
All right, I can do that.
So roll me Roll me 3 fighting rolls.
Oh no. Okay. I leveled it up. I'm not as good at that.
No problem. There's 1. Not a problem. 2. A little less. Give me a 3. Hey, a bit more. Okay. You want to add anything to any of those?
The 2, I'd like to use a fate point and make it a 4. So it's 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. All right, with a 3, 4, and 5, here's what you do. As you're shooting through this concentrated vortex orb that Ephraim is holding, he's holding it almost like a big beach ball. And you guys are off to the side. No one's noticed you yet. You're firing through these, and in passes through the arrows charged with the Niscoltro, so the red moonstone magic. And in passes through it, these arrows, and hits. Every time it hits a target that you're designating, it teleports that somewhere randomly.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Now, I want you to roll stealth.
Okay.
Just one single stealth for this.
I just think it's so funny that I have not prioritized stealth and leveled it up more because I use it so much.
You really do.
But it's still only at a 2.
All right, let's see where your orb takes you. Is that your roll, or are you using fate point? That would be
Jesus,
your.
I'm just gonna
that'll be your
earn
6th
all
fate
the
point.
points on this. Ugh. I don't think I'm gonna get anything better if I reroll.
All right, so you're going
What
for
the hell am I
a
looking?
total of 4.
Yes, please.
All right, is that your final roll?
I'll use another fate point, another +2.
All right, you've used a total of 7 fate points.
Take them all.
With a total of 6, your attack goes unaware as it shoots off and quietly and silently teleporting each of these things that are in the area. 2 of the tech boxes. Do you want to hit? Do you want to hit a schmuck?
I thought they were mooks.
You want to hit a mook?
I want to hit a mook.
All right, you hit a mook. You take out one of the mooks. They just disappear, and it was off in a corner that no one noticed the mook. No one even remembers his name.
And we look out the window, and he's just like,
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah,
we go
exactly.
from that, we'll continue that next time. Next person up, Tillin or Lisha? Mordecai or Lisha? Which one do you want to go?
Lisha. Go for Lisha. It's fine. I'm playing support on this run. I'm here to help y'all. This is y'all's adventure.
I'll go.
All right, Lisha. The field is set. What are you doing as you see Beryl square off with this Faluan shadow?
Are there any other fucking schmucks?
There are a bunch of
Oh,
bunch
that's
of
right,
goons.
One.
There's a
Wait,
bunch
there's
of
the one.
there's the one guy who has the thing.
Yeah.
But then there are various other
We did call him a henchman last time.
he's a henchman, the others are goons.
Fucking break.
What are you choosing to do? You can help Beryl in his fight, or you can focus the other ones.
Like I know for sure I want to get the last call. Like I know for sure like I want to do that. I'm trying to think of how I could execute that.
Field is yours. You want to roll stealth? You can roll stealth and go into this while everybody is focused on the fight between Beryl and the Valuan Shadow. If you want to go in more guns a-blazing, you could also go in more guns a-blazing, trying to take people out.
I kind of want to go in stealth just so like I can for sure secure the last call and then like be like, all right, bitches, you're done.
Okay, okay.
That's like my plan.
Give me 2 stealth rolls. The first one is halfway through the area of the captain's quarters. The second one will be to kind of get close enough to the henchman.
And then Barrel's still doing his standoff with the other guy.
Yep.
And
Okay.
both of those get a +2.
Okay, you're adding a +2 with fate points?
No, I have the stealth scarf.
Ah, that's right. So that is a 5 and a 6. Is that your total roll, or are you adding any fate points?
I'll add fate points to the 6 to make it an 8.
So 6 to make it an 8. Understood. So you have a 5 and an 8.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Deal. So your 8 will be the one that gets you close enough to the henchman, and the 5 gets you at least enough to the other area. So I will say this is, so those are your final rolls?
Yeah.
Okay. So with the 5, 1, maybe 2 goons do notice you. However, you do get close enough to the henchman that you can try to pickpocket him, steal the gun, and kind of just make sure it's there. You can give me an investigation roll if you want to determine like the validity that it's the last call. You can give me a burglary, which is a skill we don't really use that often because you guys usually don't go for stealing things from people. You can give me a burglary to steal it. Give me an investigation to determine if it is the last call.
Because I do have Scratch Snatch, which is roll burglary as if it were fighting.
Hey, you can roll fighting instead. There you go.
Yeah.
You can give me a fighting roll for the burglary, and then give me an investigation roll before that fighting roll to make sure that you know it's the last call.
Okay. Okay, I'll take that.
Solid. That'll be your roll.
For my investigate, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's my investigate's a 3, and I was like, I'm gonna.
That's very fair. I didn't know if you were pumping more into that or not.
I felt good with that.
You feel good with that? All right.
3. I was like, okay.
Well, your good feeling holds true. It is indeed the last call.
Ooh.
All right. Is a 7 what you're keeping?
Well.
That is nice. That is very nice.
Hold on. If 3 numbers are high, can land and attack as well.
Yes. So if your number is 3 numbers higher
than what?
Then whatever their defense against your roll is, then you get to also attack them.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a fate point on that. I'm gonna make that a 9.
You're going to throw a fate point onto it, make it a 9. Okay. So its defense, the henchman's defense, was a 5. Since you beat it by more than 3, you also get to attack him. So how are you both stealing and decking this individual in one fell swoop?
I just want to make clarification.
Yes.
Can I one-shot him, or can I like fucking put him in like a sleeper hold?
If you add more fate points to your fighting roll, you could try to one-shot him.
Because that was because remember, I replaced my burglary with fighting.
You're right. You're right. Because that's your current total roll. So I guess since you've already rolled with the way it was worded, you could roll fighting instead of that, and if you succeed by 3 or more, you get an attack roll. So so roll an attack roll right now, and then roll fighting, and then whatever you roll on that will be your damage for this hit, and you could add any amount of fate points with your stunts and see if you can potentially one-shot him. Dylan, do you remember the thing?
There's a couple things I remember in the conversations. Mark.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
I,
We'll hold
I
it
think I
there.
remember.
All right, Lisha. 7 is your roll. Are you adding anything to that?
I do have that purple moonstone dagger that can petrify a target.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to do that?
Uh,
You'd be
And
very
also-
cagey about this.
And also, let me... Oh. It froze screens for whatever reason. 1 second. Making sure my stream is good. Error occurred. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, no.
Okay. Is the stream good? Is the stream good? Are we still up? Okay.
It's,
is
if the face is updated,
The faces are updated?
well, they updated, but they're still.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
updated again on my end.
All right. All right. Oh, there's another hydrate. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Moving on my end.
Moving on your end. Okay. All right, Lisha. So you're choosing to use the petrification dagger and not add any fate points to this? I'm making sure I solidify your choice for this.
fine. You get one more out of me.
So you're using a fate point.
Yeah.
Okay. So your total is 9 for your attack. And what weapon are you using?
I was gonna use the purple moonstone dagger.
So the one that petrifies.
Yeah.
Okay. I will roll for... you're just going to go against flat defenses.
Mhm.
And then additionally will be against the will save for the petrification. Let's see. He has this. There's a total of 9. That is 5 over, which makes it a moderate consequence. Okay. He is taking a moderate consequence. And let's see if...
His kidney.
What'd you say?
I'm taking his kidney.
Yep.
Moderate consequence, bro. I'm dead.
Ooh.
Bitch stole my kidney.
And he's definitely petrified.
Good.
So I have good news and bad news. You steal the weapon. As you steal the weapon and stab him. As you stab him, a veil gets lifted. This veil of illusion gets lifted from him. And you see that it is Piper, the medic, who was trying to help heal you and Rost.
Nanny the fuck? Who?
As you see him, he looks at you with some recollection, some faint recollection, being like, and then you just see his whole body get petrified.
Someone's dying. It's not him now. Someone's gonna fucking die.
I would like you to roll me empathy.
I don't know what that is.
That is fair.
I said I don't know what that is.
Are you staying with a 1?
Bro, you got freaking 3 fate points out of me.
I
You're not
did.
getting
Am
no
I
more.
getting a 4th?
No.
You could figure out some stuff.
Yeah, a 3.
Yeah. Could be what you
Fine.
need. You spend
Oh my God.
a 4th fate point. Now you have a total of 3 on your roll for empathy. As you see his face and recollection, you share in that moment, and you could tell in that half second, because of familiarity with yourself, he was under an Arthur contract. And right there in that moment, tried to reason with you for a moment out of sheer shock, and then was turned to stone. It was a trap laid for you, or potentially for Vrost. You got to it first, it seems. As even though the last call is real, luckily you didn't fully flat out kill him. You
Not
very
like
much
trying.
could have. You were 2 points away from killing him, which was 1 extra fate point. Vrost would have killed him. And that was the trap that was left by Arthur. And as we go from that, now we go over to you, Mordecai.
Hi.
I will let you think on that for what your next move is going to be, Elisha. Mordecai, you
Cool.
see a fucking yellow moonstone gigas down the way.
I sure do. And there's some kind of emitter at the nose of a ship that was disguised.
Yep.
And I think we damaged, but we didn't kill it.
Correct.
Yeah, I told the boys to lay some shots off into it, and they hit, but looks like it's still up. Based on what you told me from last time, we have some time before the Yellow Gigas is a problem,
Correct.
but it's going to be if we continue course.
In about, like, with the way the ships are moving and everything else, by the end of today's session,
Okay.
that will be upon you.
Okay. Yeah, you told me like 3 rounds last time, but we're just getting to the end of the first. It's been an hour. Which is fine. So, from my end, I
I have a
think
feeling it'll be the equivalent.
I feel like we've dropped most of like the anti-air defense that they're worried about.
Yep.
And we're hugging the ship very closely, and I'm just directing the gunner's attention toward the nose.
Yep.
And I'm keeping an eye out for any sign of Vrost or any signal from either of the bridges that I need to put rounds into it.
Roll me a D100.
Cool. $48.
48. I actually think that's someone's number.
Forget what mine is.
Character info. Ah!
What is my number?
I think it's under game mechanics. Everybody's numbered. Yep. It is no one's number. Mordecai, your number is 37. Lisha is 33. Dalashi is 82. Vrost is 66. Elias and Nazu are 22 and 23. Alex / Ephraim is in the 70s. Lord Bane is 93 to 98. Galcian is 1. Ramirez is 2. And as you've discovered, Rias is 13.
All right.
Those are the special roles that are currently listed.
What does
In-
48 get me?
48 gets you a solid middle. It's a bit middle of the ground. There's no clear direction right now. You don't see Vrost. As you keep an eye out for him, he doesn't seem to appear in the moment. So
Alright.
the rest of the crew decides to continue back. Continuing the course, continuing fire. Their direction so far, front of the ship. Is that it that you're going with it?
Yes. Yeah.
Then give me a fighting roll for the ship. Additionally, are you commanding anyone to do anything else?
Shit.
I'll say you get 3 commands. 1 is fighting, or you could do all 3 fighting, or 2 for other actions of the ship. Because you right now are heading the crew.
Okay. I'm having Oliver keep an eye out for any signals from any friendlies aboard. So like
Understood.
Lisha, Delcy, Ephraim, Frost.
Understood.
I think I'm gonna have Shalou at the nose, ready to intercept any bullshit that comes our way from the Gigas.
Yes.
In the
Shalou
meantime,
on defense. Oscar on. Oh,
I'm positioning Shalou for defense, but I think for now, if he feels confident, he can disenchant the illusion at the front to help the gunners.
give me your 3 actions.
That,
I know one's
one
a
of them.
fire. Shalou is disenchantment of illusions.
Yeah, like I'm telling him as he's walking up, be ready to defend. I don't think he can reach us from here yet.
Yep.
But for now, try to disillusion the front emitter.
Yep.
Oliver, keep an eye out for friendlies on the ship.
Yep.
Cannons fire once Shalou does this thing.
So give me a fighting roll, give me a shooting roll with the ship's schematics, and then give me a notice or investigation, your choice of the ship. All 3 with the Palong stats.
The ship does not have a fighting roll. It has shoot magic.
Yep.
So.
I will say, give me a magic roll, then. Give me a resource roll, and then give me an investigation or notice roll.
All from the Pelon?
All from the Palong.
Okay. The Pelon, let me double check something here. Okay.
Palong should have, I think, 7.
It does,
tokens?
yeah.
Yes.
Those aren't bad. I think because the Palong's refresh on session, yeah.
Yes.
Palong's gonna burn 1 to reroll investigate entirely.
Okay. Ooh, not bad.
And then it's gonna burn 3 more to give a +2 to each.
Okay.
So we'll go from 7 to 3.
All right. So 7, 8. Oh wait, no. Are they all 3 going on investigation, or?
No. Magic 7, resource 8, investigate 5.
Got it. Okay, perfect. That's what I thought you were going.
Yeah.
Done deal. So a hefty barrage of fire, a hefty barrage that Lisha and Delashi can feel from the side of the ship.
But then I don't know if Shalou disenchanting the front works, and if it does, they get an advantage.
I will say
that's what I was trying to set up.
I will say this: since you're trying to disenchant the front of the ship, roll me 1 more D100. You successfully disenchant the front of the ship. Depending on this, D100 will determine if it disenchants everything that's in the room Lisha's in. It disenchants everything in the room that Lisha's in.
Let's go, Ross. That's his number.
Fuck yeah!
Pour one out for the boy.
Let's go.
You just hear, "Good shit, Mordecai." As Ross comes crashing in through the front of the captain's quarters and breaks through with the disenchantment of the illusion. Lisha, Ross is there with you now. As the glass shatters inward, the disenchantment spell that Shalou casts not only takes the front section of the ship, but it sends a wave through the glass that Rost kicks in and breaks open, and then it also robs all the illusions that are inside there. You see 2 more Bane clan members who look kind of listless and dazed, like they're kind of following orders but haven't been given any. You see that Piper's illusion fully gone. Looks like Piper now, just turned to stone. you see that the other goons that were there are Bane Clan goons, but they're ones that are kind of having they have kind of like Arthur's colors. So they're all Arthur people here. And then the Valuan Shadow guys gets fully disrobed from that Old Guard clan member. You know this Old Guard clan member. 1 second. I pointed him out.
You did.
Yeah, it was the one with the multiple different weapons on his back, correct? Oh, no. It was the one that looked like Zangan. That's right. Because they had, like, their bro off almost. Give me 1 second to basically point out this guy. Yes, I did point it out. If you look in Bane Isle, it is the one that, talking to Beryl, when you click to see attachment, it is that one. You know him. Let me make sure I have my here real quick. What I want. Very much. Tokens, Bane Isle, tokens, there we go. NPCs. Belias. You know him as Belias. He is a man from Nasir. However, he is of the Bane clan, of the Old Guard. White hair, muscles that try to duke it out with Beryl, and they are going toe to toe. As I said, the other
they're
goons,
bouncing at each other.
you see this individual. I'll let you know each of the Bane clan members that you see. So there are 3 that you can maybe attempt to rescue if you want. There's Piper, who you just turned to stone.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, we can undo it.
There's Whisper.
At least he's not bleeding out.
True.
And then there is...
Can't bleed out if you're turned to stone.
It's true. It's true.
That. Nope. And full. So those are the 3 Bane clan members that you see that seem to be more listless and unable to get themselves bared straight. One looks like semi-androgynous, but male presenting, has like a blue-tipped rapier, as well as kind of like a cloak.
Sawashi?
The
Okay,
other,
he's still on the stick.
the other is in more like white robe attire. That has these kind of fingerless gloves that have a mix of silver and blue moonstone. That is Folk. Both appear to just be kind of almost waiting orders. And that is what you see after Mordecai successfully works with the rest of the crew to disenchant, disenchant, fire at the ship, and last but not least, observe for any signs and series. For seeing any signs and sigils, Oscar points out that Lysha and Vrost have just joined up. They're fighting with Beryl at the front of the ship. Delashi seems to be fighting in the back of the ship by the communications tower, as he's noticed some odd magic going that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what you know, Mordecai. Delashi, Lysha.
Okay. Real quick.
Yes.
So the Shalou disillusioned, and then we fired. Did the emitter seem like it took enough damage to be knocked out or disabled?
A total of 7.
Yeah,
Does
plus whatever
not-
we hit last time.
It does. It seems like it needs one more volley. It is almost there.
All right. Understood.
Roll me your investigation real quick, though. And then Lysha or Delashi, whoever would like to go next, you'll be on deck, okay?
I will burn 2 fate points into that. Or Benevolent Engineer and Sundered Spear.
2
Make
fate
that
points.
7.
Total of 7. With your total of 7, something that you faintly notice when the emitter almost kind of like blipped out, it's very close. When the emitter almost blipped out, you saw that there was this kind of flash of lightning by the yellow Gigas.
Was it threatening, or was it like, oh, we're negatively affecting the Yellow Gigas too? That's a good thing.
What you gain and glean for that investigation